fudge tuna? Do you know what tuna is?
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
I think you're the most attractive of all my parents' friends. I mean that.
It's Hard-Headed Sports with Spinny and Fetty Bus. Famous for their podcasts, you can now catch them right here on The Al Travis Show.
And we've got them, Spinny and Fetty Bus, with us from Hard-Headed Sports. Gentlemen, the season has begun, and 17-0 is not out of our grasp. Your thoughts, Bus? What a night.
17-0, let's get it.
Let's go get it, baby. Spinny, you with us? We're on the bandwagon, baby.
Yes, sir. Little
How good was that?
But like the comeback.
All right, well, let's discuss. The Minnesota Vikings, of course, win 27-24. I'm not thrilled with their last touchdown. That whole prevent thing, what are you doing? You get yourself back in a game, and then you just kind of fold over. I really think this was a 27-17 ball game. Am I lying?
The Vikings, for my entire lifetime, have been terrible at the 2/3 minute defense. It doesn't matter who our coach is. You just know in the last 2 minutes of a half, we're going to give up a lot of yards and usually points.
Somebody explain this to me. If what you were doing, and let's be honest, the first half, there was no real defense. It was a horrible ball game. In the second half, somebody dialed something. Flores decided something was going to be different, and from that moment on, that game was ours, right? I mean, we had to climb back, but the defense really held. So why do you change with 3 minutes to go? What coach says, well, as long as we got this, let's pull back and stop doing what's working? I don't understand that play.
I mean,
Spinning?
part of it is the time, right? Like, at that point, the time was more important than the score. Like, you'd rather let them score and use up all the clock. It's the same reason that on that kickoff, you can see KOC telling him to run it out of the end zone and get below the 2-minute warning, even though we got less good field position. So I think
was really that was a heck of a smart play, and the announcers were talking us through that before it happened, right? If you want to get it under the 2-minute mark so you save an extra timeout. I thought that was really quite brilliant.
Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. You force them to not get that timeout or quote unquote timeout in the 2-minute warning.
Yeah. So the ball game overall, let's talk a little JJ McCarthy. Overall, 13 for 20, but I can tell you I remember 2 passes, one to Thielen, one to JJ, that were catchable, that were right there, and they didn't catch them. I think this cat was 15 for 20. 143 would have been 160 yards. I thought he had a pretty good day. The one interception was horrible.
It was really bad.
Oh, yeah. It looked like he was looking at the wrong team.
Yeah, definitely. I would say basically 3/4 of this game, he looked like a rookie in his first NFL start. And then in the fourth quarter, he basically became Pat Mahomes. I don't know what happened, but he wasn't processing the game very well early on and wasn't reading the defense very well. I felt like he was getting decent time in the pocket, but he would just hold on to the ball too long, and then it just all started to click in the fourth quarter. So hopefully that bodes well going forward, and we don't see another slow start like that.
Well, you guys are coaches. You guys get these young kids that come in. Spinny, can the kid get smart in 3/4 of play?
Definitely. And I think, like, KOC did an awesome job of, like, keeping him confident, right? Like, you saw all those back and forth between the two, and it was always encouraging for the most part, even after the horrendous interception. Like, it wasn't a yell fest. It was constructive, and KOC had confidence in him the whole time, which I appreciated. The biggest thing for me was, can we get on time? Like, we need to be out there at 20 seconds so that KOC can have – because for those who don't know, the coach can talk to the quarterback until 15 seconds left on the play clock. So if we can get to the line at 20 seconds, KOC still has 5 seconds to talk to McCarthy while he's reading the defense. But we habitually got out there at 8 to 10 seconds, and it's like we didn't have time to do anything.
That was bad.
That's a coach's problem, though, right? He's out there. He's listening to the thing. That's got to be the coach overthinking or wasting too much. That's got to be on the coach, right? That's not McCarthy.
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. I
I think
think
it's both.
McCarthy's
Yeah.
late on the play call, and it seems
But
like
he's getting that called into him. He just repeats it. They go to the line. Pick up the pace, boys.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
he needed to pick up the pace with the call, and probably KOC needed to get the call in quicker. I would guess it's both.
No. All right. This is a terrible take because I could not be more thrilled with my win here. McCarthy, we talked about that last quarter. This kid had 2 throwing touchdowns and a running touchdown in the last quarter of play. So this is only going to sound bad in that I believe we won the ball game because Chicago is undisciplined. We had 8 penalties for 50 yards. They had 12 for 127, and some were just some weird times to be jumping off sides. They crushed themselves.
You're not going to win a game if you have 12 penalties for 127 yards. That's pretty much how that goes in the NFL.
I will say the Vikings did seem to have the refs on our side, given the penalty calls. But I think the biggest thing was our commitment to running up the middle. It's like we signed all these new run blocking guys, and we were running on the edges the whole game. It's like those last 3 drives, we started running up the middle, and Jordan Mason going crazy. Then Aaron Jones comes in and goes crazy. It's like that was the advantage I would have loved to see us take advantage of earlier, but we had terrible first and second downs. Like in the third quarter, they had that graphic when we were 0 for 8 and our average third down was 9.9 yards. Like that, you're never ever going to win football games like that.
So what do you think changed for them at the half? Why they came out and that line was not giving him enough time. It took the kid some extra time to process what he wanted to do. It was a horrible first half. Some coach goes in there and says, let's get back to the basics, because it was genius. And what did Flores change? We had the most vanilla defense going until the halftime. And at halftime, then their quarterback Williams couldn't figure out what in the world was going on.
Well, we actually got home on a couple of the sacks finally in the second half. I think that was a big difference. In the first half, we'd get back there, and then Caleb would just escape the pocket somehow.
Yeah.
So we're finally getting home. A little more blitz calls in the second half than in the first half as well. And I think even offensively, the play calling was a little better in the second half too. We started to push the ball down the field a little more instead of just classic like screen plays and just like short plays. Like Spinny said, we'd get to third down and we'd still have 9 yards to go like every time, it seemed like. So
But is this the coaches catching on, Spinny? I mean, are the coaches learning as they go that, I mean, we've said this before, the run sets up the pass, right? But we get out there trying to force the pass or like he says, the screen plays. Once we committed to the run, had a few good runs, guess what? Everybody else is open.
Agreed. And that was definitely part of it. I also think what Bus said was huge. Like the Bears offensive line was great in the first half and consistently was giving Williams 4 and 5 seconds. And then when we were getting to him, he was getting away. I mean, even in the second half, Jonathan Allen had 2 hands on him and had him everywhere, and he still escaped. So you got to give Caleb credit for his escapability in that game. Really was a hard thing for our defense to understand. We were spying at the mid to end of the fourth quarter because we were scared about Caleb running.
Yeah, I mean, we only got 2 sacks, and I'd say we could probably at least had 5 if we just like actually tackled them.
Haven't made it down. What do you think of the receiving core in general? Let's see, 44 yards, Aaron Jones and Justin Jefferson. That's our highs. 143 yards total in the air. It was 120 on the ground. Pretty even up.
Yeah, pretty even split. Obviously, the yardage total is pretty low. It's only less than 300 total yards. So, but these next couple of weeks we have worse defenses, I think, ahead of us than the Bears. Not that the Bears are, like the mighty Bears like they used to be, but like the Bengals, Falcons, like I think we're going to be able to push the ball down the field more on against those opponents.
Spin, your thoughts on the defense that you saw? Do we have what it takes? You didn't have Smith out there, Harrison. Are we okay?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it at certain points. I think it was a lot of feeling each other out. Flores didn't blitz basically the whole first half. He was kind of just playing it vanilla and figuring it out. And then in the second half, you saw more of like, okay, we're going to change stuff up. We're going to throw some random blitzes. We're kind of figuring it out. And Ben Johnson has historically had a lot of success against Brian Flores defenses. So
Yeah.
it was nice to see adjustments by B-Flow, and I felt like the second half was much better.
All right. And is there anything in particular you guys would like to see change between this week and next? Anything? I mean, obviously maybe a quicker start for me. I don't like getting down to the Bears. That was the Bears' first touchdown on their first possession in like a year and a half. You got to come ready to play.
Just
That's what
stay
I'd like
ahead
to
of the
change.
chains, too. I'd like us
Yeah.
to see us stay ahead of the chains more.
Okay. And Buzz?
I was just another random quick thought. I was a little surprised about the workload difference between Mason and Jones. Mason getting 15 carries versus Jones getting 8. Not that I didn't like that. I was just a little surprised that Mason got that many more carries.
But is it nice having both options and you don't know what's going to happen when they're back there?
Yeah, I love it. It's a perfect combo. You know, Jones a little more finesse in his game. Mason's a power back, so it's the perfect combo.
And is it me, and maybe it is, maybe everybody does the same thing, I just don't notice, but when we're going to run the ball, that running back is an extra 3 yards deep. Every time. When we set up, like, it's going to be a run pass, I look at my wife, said, look how far back he is. It's a run. And it almost always is. I mean, 9 times out of 10. We don't even try to hide it when we're going to run.
I think we'll as JJ progresses and gets better throughout this season, obviously the play calling will open up even more. You know, he's 22 years old playing his first NFL game. You had to kind of do some simple plays, simple formations to start, but
I'm not going for that bus. This is my quarterback for my team. Man up. I don't want to hear no 22nd birthday crap.
You're going to see KOC dial it up. I promise you.
Sounds good. Okay, we're going to go to break. We'll come back. We got to talk a little bit about some college football that went on over the weekend. We'll do that with Spinny and Fetty Bus right after this.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc., Midwest Money Management, and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
You don't need to ask him his opinion more than once. Al Travis on the Al Travis Show.
And I've got him, Spinny and Fetty Buzz, Hard-Headed Sports. Get them wherever you get your podcast. Guys, I just want to get your thoughts. I was against Minnesota and the Gophers taking on Northwestern State of whatever it was, and they end up winning 66-0. Rain-shortened game even. Ohio State goes 70-0 over Grambling. I could go through the list of just unbelievable scores. Oregon 69, Oklahoma State 3. Let's just see if I get a couple of just real quick. 77-3. Yeah, these
Nebraska,
games
68-0.
Yeah, Alabama over UL Monroe 73-0. I get that we all want to buff our scores. We're 1/3 of the way, by the way, to being bowl eligible, and we played nobody. Can we all agree to just stop the farce? We even had one of our guys get hurt in a game that means nothing against a team that shouldn't have been on the field with us. Your thoughts, Buzz?
It's just classic week 2 in college football. Teams always do this where if they have a tough first game, it's always going to be a super easy second game. Literally every single team in the country does this. I don't know why, but it's also hard, to schedule good opponents every single non-conference game too. You know what I mean? Like like you said, they want the wins, right? Like it's not like they're going to schedule a tough game every single opponent.
Spinny, here's my thought to this. All the other sports out there end up taking care of their own schedules, right? The Vikings have the 6th hardest schedule because we won 14 games last year. They have systems in place to make sure you play well. Why does the NCAA, obviously each conference is going to take care of their conference games, got no problem. Why does the NCAA not put together the list for the preseason football, if you will, so that like teams will play each other and we'll get a look at what's going on?
I mean, I think it's hard because it's always been the schedule is up to the college's situation in college football. So I think changing that is hard. And I also think trying to regulate, 350 programs and like who's good with who and who, we got to keep up on teams every year to see who's good and who's not and who can play who. And it's just a lot of
I'll tell you what,
around for no reason.
Spinny and Fetty Bus could come up with a better list than this last weekend. You know what? You go to the stadium and you buy tickets to that farce, I'd want half my money back.
I also think, Al, like, if you're one of these top teams, right, and you're going to play a non-conference game against the team, like, say you're Alabama or LSU, and you're going to play a non-conference game that you want to win, but you want to guarantee a win as much as possible, there's no upside to playing like a mid-tier team when you can play a really bad team. You're not going to gain extra rankings by playing a mid-tier team. You just have more of a chance of getting beat. So
why do we have to have it?
To playing? There's
why
no
do we
upside to playing that team?
Unless you do a strength of schedule thing, right? Because why does it have to be you can only have one or no losses to get into the finals? What if everybody had 2-3 losses? But guess what? This team played everybody who's really good, and this team did not. I'm okay with that. Why do we have to set ourselves up for
it comes
great
down
record?
to that by the end of the season, right? Like that's what they look at, the playoff committee. That'll separate teams. Just they have the same record, but one team had a way harder schedule. That team's going to get the nod. So that does come into play by the end of the season.
I think too, it's like the strength of schedule comes from playing those top 25 opponents or top 30 opponents. So if you have the choice between playing team 50 and team 250, playing team 50 doesn't give you any advantage, so you might as well play team 250 so you know you're getting a win. Because playing team 50 doesn't even add to your strength of schedule, really. So that's where I'm at with that.
Don't buy any tickets to it. Guys, we're out of time. Hard-Headed Sports, Spinny and Fetty Bus, pick them up where you got them. Guys, you're so lucky we had so much to talk about today. We did not get to talk about your Minnesota Twins, which I know you're done talking about. And I want to talk about spitting in sports. We'll save that for Thursday. Fair enough?
Sounds good.
All right. I got them, Spinny and Fetty Bus, with Hard-Headed Sports on the Al Travis Show.
Dust from livestock buildings can be harmful to your animals and to you. Coughing animals can lead to costly vet visits.